Now, this is the point in the year where a lot of homeschoolers look at the calendar and start stressing over how far, or rather, how not far they are in their curriculum. And they start thinking, okay, how am I going to fit all of this curriculum in amongst all of the holiday things that we're doing and the break that we want to take for Thanksgiving and for Christmas? And we have family coming in town, or we're going out of town. How are we going to finish everything? I want to give you some encouragement and hopefully some relief in this video today to talk about the fact that learning doesn't have to stop over the holidays, even though the curriculum does. So here's what I mean by that. Your kids are going to be able to learn over the holidays, regardless of whether or not you're using curriculum. But chances are they will enjoy that learning more and they will actually learn more if you do it without the curriculum and you focus instead on life learning. Here's the thing about curriculum. You have to remember it is just a tool. It is not the only way to homeschool. And about this point in the year, people start getting real tired of the program that they bought. And they really just want to maybe sit in front of the fire with a good book and a cup of hot chocolate, or maybe send the kids outside to play in the snow a little bit, get a little exhausted, get a little tired, so they go to bed a little earlier. You're not necessarily wanting to keep using this curriculum. The only reason you feel any guilt over it is because you feel like you should. But there should never be shoulds when it comes to curriculum. It is just a tool. And so if you have been stressing over how much you have or haven't gotten done, maybe that is a sign that using curriculum is not the best idea for your homeschool. You can homeschool without curriculum. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about that, I highly recommend simplified homeschooling. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But the important thing to remember is that when you're coming up into this stage of your homeschool year, if you are feeling stressed and your kids are feeling stressed, then guess what? Nobody is in the right mindset to learn. And so the best thing you could do is to put the curriculum away and say, you know what? I think we need to shake things up a little bit. I think we need to flex a little bit with what we've been doing. Do some new things, focus instead on other types of learning, and realize that we will come back to the books later, but not in this season. Right now, we're going to focus on some other things so that we can rediscover the joy of homeschooling. Now, if you haven't taken a lot of time to deschool, then this might be something you struggle with, but it is super important to remember that academic learning is only one of the kinds of learning that your kids need to do. They need life skills, and the holidays are the perfect time to focus on life skills. There is so much going on that there is no way a mom or a dad can do it all by themselves. And so that means it is a perfect opportunity to say, guess what, kids? Y'all are going to learn how to help me make the Christmas cookies, or you're going to learn how to do your own laundry so that I have time to make the Christmas cookies. Or, hey, kids, I really need your help with fill in the blank, whatever it is that you can turn over to them. And I know it's real hard for us sometimes to let go of control of all of these things, but the only way your kids are going to learn them is if we let them, and we can't let them learn if we're the one constantly doing everything. So this season, put the books away, turn your attention to the things that you can teach them in your home that are not only going to help them in the future, but will also take some things off your plate. This is also the perfect time of year to focus on others with your kids. Find some ways to volunteer together. Maybe bake a batch of cookies for the first responders in your town, or working at a food bank. Or maybe there are some families in your homeschooling community that are really struggling right now because of medical bills or illness, or parent or both parents lost their jobs. A lot of parents make huge sacrifices in order to homeschool. And you might be able to make a really big difference for a family and that you have something very much in common with. Wouldn't we rather help our kids to focus on others and think about others and grow that empathy and that compassion and that desire to help others than just focusing on the reading, writing, arithmetic? When you get to this phase in your year, nobody's brain wants to think about school. That's just kind of the way it is. And so we might as well lean into that and look for ways that we can leverage it. Why not designate one day a week as your sit and watch Christmas movies day, or a day where you sit around and read Christmas books together, or you study Christmas around the world, or whatever it is that would be interesting to your family. Divvy up your days into these little learning opportunities that are fun, lighthearted, that are relevant to what's going on. And then for the rest of the day, let your kids pursue their own interests or go do something as a family, but showing them that it's okay to not focus on school for a while so that we can put other people first. That is a really important lesson that we all need to learn. The bottom line is that at this time of the year, your kids are not thinking about school. The last thing that they have the brain capacity for right now is sitting and working on academics. So, why not lean into that? Why not leverage the things that they are excited about? Recognize the fact that, you know what, this is just how the seasons go. There are times when we can really hyper focus on the academics, and there are going to be other times in the year where it makes a lot more sense to focus on life learning, on others, on building our connection, our relationship as a family, and focus on how we can go into the next season refreshed and excited to pick up those books again when it is time to finally do so. And then when it's time to come back in January, maybe you want to think about doing something like simplified homeschooling instead of whatever approach it is that you were doing this year that made it so difficult for you to get to the end of the semester. Simplified homeschooling is built to be flexible. And so it's much easier when you come to these seasons to be able to slide very naturally into life learning and not worry about the curriculum. If you'd like more information about simplified homeschooling, you can take a look in the description, and we've got some videos and some resources that you can check out. So if you have been slogging through this curriculum, just trying to make it to the end of the year, consider this the permission slip that you might have been looking for, telling you that it is okay to put the curriculum away until January. I hope that this video has been helpful. Please like and subscribe if you learned something, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.